हरि ओम नमस्कार। रागादिरोगान् सततानुशक्तान् अशेषकाय प्रसृतान् अशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोहरतिदान् जघानयो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पथं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। Myself Dr. Vidyasagar Panchal, welcome you back to the Nirog Street online lecture series. Yesterday we were discussing about the Udara Roga, Nidana, its Samprapti, its types, and also we have discussed about the Vyavachedaka Nidana, differential diagnosis, and also we have compared these Udara Roga types with the contemporary sciences, the understandings also. Today we will exclusively speak about the Chikitsa of Udara Roga. As the very last day we have discussed about these types and all, it becomes very important to understand the types before going for the treatment, as it is explained by our acharyas that rogam ado pariksheta tato anantaram aushadam. That is, before going to the chikitsa, one should understand about the roga first. The doshas involved, the samprapti, the srotasas involved, the dhatus involved, and mala involved, and the nature of the disease, whether it is daruna, whether it is navothita or chirothita, whether it is ekamargaja or bahumargaja or shakashrita or kostashrita. So all these lakshanas we have to understand before proceeding into the chikitsa of any disease is concerned. Among them also the very important point is again the nidana. The hetus play very important role and the very vital role as far as the disease is concerned. Before, when the hetu bala is more, when you start treating also, the patient may not respond to you. So with these basic understandings, I want to move to the chikitsa aspect. So yesterday we discussed about the plihodara, yakrutodara and everything. One point I left to explain you last day is about the yakrutodara prakarana, which is explained by again Bhav Prakasha. So Bhav Prakasha is the recent author. He explains the very well understanding of these yakrutodara and its types. So Acharya distinguishes this yakrutodara into only 4 types. They are Vataja, Pittaja, Kafaja and Sannipataja, yakrutodara or Plihodara. So when you critically see these lakshanas, the first and foremost lakshana he explained is the Kafaja yakrutodara. The lakshanas goes like pliha mandaveta sthula kathino gauravanvitaha arochakena sanyukta pliha kafaja uchyate. You can understand the same thing for yakrut also. So there is mandaveta, sthula, kathina, gaurava. So these lakshanas when you see, you can easily compare with the contemporary sciences fatty liver. So the Kafaja Yakrut Vikara, what Acharya Bhav Prakasha explains, is nothing but the fatty liver of recent days. And next he explains about Sajara Pipasacha Sadaho Moha Sanyutaha Pita Gatro Visheshasya Visheshena Pliha Paitika Uchate. This is again by Bhav Prakasha. He says Jara Pipasa Daha Moha Sanyukta Vadhi. It is Pittaja Yakrutodara. You can compare it with the steatohepatitis condition in the modern science. And next he explains about the Raktaja Yakrutodara, that is the Klama, Brahma, Vidaha, Vaivarna Yukta and Gatra Gaurava Yukta lakshanas are explained. Moha, Raktodaratvancha, Gnayam Raktaja Lakshanam. So when you compare this Raktaja Yakrutodara of Bhav Prakasha, it is nearly similar to the portal hypertension, ascites and encephalopathic disorders which are explained in the modern days. So also the last explanation about the Yakrutodara given by Bhav Prakasha is about the Vataja Yakrutodara. He explains Vataja Yakrutodara at the end. Unless just like everybody else, he did not explain Vataja Udara first. He explained it as in the last, that is Nityam Anadha Kostam Syat Nitya Udavarta Piditaha Vedanabhi Paritasya Pliha Vataja Uchate. So this kind of Pliha or this kind of Yakrutodara is said to be Vataja, and here there is Nityam Anadha Kosta Nitya Udavarta Pidita. So these lakshanas, if you see, this indicates towards the cirrhotic condition of the liver and the fibrotic changes of the liver. So when you examine the patient before going to the chikitsa, when you examine the patient, you can see on the skin the spider navis, parotid and lacrimal gland enlargements, palmar erythemas, jaundice, decreased body hairs, gynecomastia, again the enlargement of the breast tissue in the male. This is all the gynecomastia is because of the this estradiol metabolism failure. So these lakshanas you can examine on the patient. So on the musculoskeletal system you can observe the Dupuytren's contracture, clubbing of the nails, and the muscle wasting and everything. On the abdomen there is hepatomegaly, the splenomegaly, or there may be shrunken liver, and ascites may be seen. On that ascitic there are multiple tests have been explained in the modern science, that the puddle signs, the shifting dullness, all those things you can examine. And hepatic tenderness also can be seen. On the nervous system again you find the encephalopathic changes. And in the laboratory side, when you see when the liver function tests are seen, there may be hyperbilirubinemia, that is the increased bilirubin levels, prolonged prothrombin time, and hypoalbuminemia, that is the albumin level is less, hence the patient again suffers with the swelling and edema of the body parts. And the liver enzymes also, they are like decreased or increased sometimes. The SGOT, SGPT levels are increased, and this AST and ALT, and again serum alkaline phosphate is again raised in the obstructive pathologies. That's we have seen. So these are the and again the USG and the CT scan also can be done. These are about the investigations which are to be followed in the liver disorders are concerned. So coming to the chikitsa now. So with these basics, I might have missed so many points in the disease aspect, but we have to finish the chikitsa today, and so we'll move to the chikitsa now. So before going to the chikitsa as such, I want to divide the chikitsa into two parts. One is the classical, whatever our acharyas have been explained, and the application in general, what we do in the general practice. Those things we will see one by one. So first and foremost explanation is about the Vataja Udara. Vataja Udara Chikitsa, what Acharya Charaka in his Chikitsa Sthana, the 13th chapter Udara Chikitsa, he explains. Shuddha Vata Prakopaja, Vataja Udara is Shuddha Vata Prakopaja, hence he explains Snehana Chikitsa in the first. Vatodaram Balavataha Purvam Snehai Rupacharet. So Vataja Udara, when the patient is Balavan, Sneha, you should do Sneha and Sneha Virechana is the line of treatment in Vataja Udara. So dosha atimatra upachaya, again he explains why we have to do dosha nirharana. In every udara there is dosha atimatra upachaya sroto marga nirodhajat sambhavati udaram tasmat nityameva virechayet. Hence we have to give nitya virechana, anulomana, nitya anulomana things to be done in the patient. So dosha sanchaya is more, hence there is udaka sanchaya. Here the udaka sanchaya is again paratantra. So vata pradhana sharira srotorodha, and udaka sanchaya is present, hence to remove that udaka, Acharya is explaining virechana. So again they explains in Vataja Udara Kshira Prayoga. What is Kshira Prayoga? The go Kshira, the Kshira is explained here. Again when to give Kshira? Samshuddha Koshta. When the Koshta is removed with all those malas and sanchita doshas, then you again start with the giving of Kshira or Godugdha. So up till when until which time you have to up to how many days we have to give this kshira again is the question. So Acharya says prag utklesha shantirva, that is until and unless the patient feels utklesha, till then we have to give dugdha. So till bala is regained by the patient, and when he starts about like the lakshanas like utklesha, then he have to stop the kshira prayoga. This is the kshira prayoga in Vataja Udara. Again Acharya Chakradatta in his explanation in his Chakradatta Chikitsa, he explains about Udara Chikitsa that Niroha Bastis are again very important. So Niroha Basti Prayoga can be done in Vataja Udara, and he also explained one yoga, that is Samudradi Churna Yoga in Vataja Udara. So coming to the Pittaja Udara. So Pittaja Udara, as you know, this is mainly Pitta Pradhana Samprapti, Paka Pradhana Samprapti is there. The Lakshanas of Kamala can also be seen. Yellowish discoloration, reddish discoloration, Daha, Raga, Ushmayate, Dahyate, all we have seen in the last class. So in this condition, the very best treatment morality which is explained in Pittaja Udara Chikitsa is again Virechana. So Virechana is the first and very best Chikitsa in Pittaja Udara is concerned. So Durbalam Anuvasya Ado Shodayet Kshira Bastina. If the patient is Durbala, he cannot go for Virechana, then for such patients we have to give Kshira Basti and Anuvasana Basti followed by Kshira Basti. So this is the line of treatment. So Virechana, if the patient is unable to do Virechana, go for Kshira Basti Prayoga. And Sanjata Bala, when the patient gets Bala, After that again you should go for virechana only. The patient is durbala, hence we are giving with these kshira bastis and anuvasana basti. So once the patient regains his bala, again you should go for virechana in the pittaja udara, and also kshira basti is very important in this pittaja udara is concerned. So coming to the kafaja udara, again there is snigdhata is more, gurutva is more, hence acharyas have explained about the tikshna ushna dravyas like gomutra and all in kafaja udara is concerned, and we cannot go for vamana and all here because it is very complicated case. So these things are to be administered. Coming to the yakrut udara. So in yakrut udara, the chikitsa is again yatha dosham yatha balam. We should go for the acharyas have explained when you open the Charaka Chikitsa Sthana 13th chapter and 75 and 76 shlokas, there he explains Gaurava Aruchi Kathinya Aniladin Yatha Krama. So Gaurava and Gaurava Arati Anaha, these are lakshanas of Vata. The Daha Moha Trishna, these are the lakshanas of Pitta. Gaurava Aruchi and Kathinata, these are the lakshanas of Kapha. So based on these lakshanas in yakrut udara, if it is kafaja udara, go for kafahara chikitsa. If it is vataja udara, vatahara chikitsa. Pittaja, pittahara chikitsa should be administered in yakrut udara. And then he explains sneham svedam virekam cha niruham cha anuvasanam. Snehana, svedana, niruha basti, anuvasana basti can be administered based on the bala of the patient, based on the stage of the patient. So samiksha karayet baho vamo va vedate siram. So in the vama hasta, that is in the left hand, the acharyas have explained siravedha in the left hand. That too peculiarly they have explained in left hand, the sira mokshana or the rakta mokshana is to be done. This is very simple. In the cubital fossa, you have to remove the blood, and 18 number needle is to be taken and the blood is removed. That is the siraveda is explained. Again see for the HB and all. So if it is very low, you cannot go for that, and if you are removing also, very less amount of rakta should be removed, up to 15-20 ml is also enough here. So as siraveda is told to be ardha chikitsa, and as yakrut is the place of raktava srotas also, so rakta mokshana may produce very good results in yakrut udara. And the acharyas have explained some peculiar yogas like shatpala grita and pippali prayoga. All these things are explained in yakrut udara. We will see these things in the coming time. One more important yoga explained in this yakrut udara is again rohitaka grita. That is rohitaka tvak is to be taken and grita pachana is to be done, and this grita is also very good in condition of yakrut udara. So coming to the Jalodara Chikitsa. So Jalodara is considered to be the very chronic stage of Udara. So when the Jala Utpatti takes place in Udara, it becomes very difficult to treat. So hence Jala Utpadana, before Jala Utpatti only the patient has to be treated so that he should not land up into this Jatodaka Avastha, as we have discussed in the last class. So Ajatodaka Avastha only if the patient is treated, the patient will not land up into the Jatodaka Avastha. Once the Jatodaka Avastha or the Jala Utpatti is taking place in the Udara, then it becomes Asadhya only, and it becomes very difficult to treat. If you treat also, it is Kruchra Sadhya Vyadhi only. So Acharya Chakradatta explains that Jatam Jalam Sravyam Shastroktam Shastra Karmacha. That is, we should remove the jala repeatedly. That is, he is saying about the ascitic fluid tapping only. That will explain about the ascitic fluid tapping later. Before that, we will finish off all the classical references of Chikitsa in the Charaka Samhita especially. So again, Acharya Charaka is explaining about the Visha Prayoga in Jalodara. What is Visha Prayoga in Jalodara? You might have heard about the very famous quotation that Akriyanam Dhruva Mrityu Kriyanam Samshayo Bhavet. That is, if you don't treat, then is also the Mrityu is certain. The Mrityu is going to happen. And if you treat also, there is no evidence, or there is no, you cannot assure the patient is to be going to cure. So, Akriyanam Dhruva Mrityu. If you don't treat, the patient is however going to die. And Kriyanam Samshayo Bhavet. If you do Kriya or if you treat also, there is Samshaya that the patient may regain his health. So hence, by understanding the severity of the disease, if you treat or if you don't treat also, the patient is going to die. Hence, explaining all these things, you have to go for Visha Prayoga in Jalodara. That is Acharya Charaka explained. by taking consent and all. This is the reference of consent taking in Ayurveda, we can say. In Udara Chikitsa, Acharya explains about the consent taking. You should take the consent of Raja, you should take the consent of Brahmana, you should take the consent of the family persons, and you should explain them that if I don't treat also, the patient is going to die. So, and vice versa, then you have to take the permission and go for Visha Prayoga. That is, Acharya explained that Sarpi, that is the Sarpa or the snake bitten fruit is to be given to the patient. In today's era, how much far it is practical, we don't know, nobody have tried also. So hence we'll keep this aside, the reference, and we will go for the intervention of Baddha Gudodara and Chidrodara. So Baddha Gudodara and Chidrodara are very peculiar disorders where the surgical intervention is must. Even Acharya Charaka opines that the surgical intervention is the only chikitsa here. So what we have to do is idam to shalya hartranam karma sya drishta karmata, Acharya Charaka explains. So this is the chikitsa to be done by a shalya karma physician, shalya karma or the shalya tantrajna or the surgical fellow. So this kind of chikitsa is to be only done by drishta karma, one who has practiced it. Okay, we should not hand over the patient to the layman. So here the drishta karmata word is very important. Shalya hartranam karmam drishta karmata. One who has performed this kind of surgeries before, for them this case is to be referred. The reference in first time in Charaka Samhita comes here in the Udara Chikitsa, that if you are a physician, you cannot handle such cases, you can send the patient to the Shalya Tantrajna. So this is about the referring the patient. The reference in Charaka Samhita is available. In previous days, they used to refer the patient from each doctor. So this was a friendly environment in those days also. So Vamam Kukshim Patayitva Nabhyastada Nabhi Adascha Chaturangulam. So what Charaka is explaining is, so he knows the procedure. He even know what to be done, what not to be done, how the procedure is to be done also. He knows that, but he is explaining that the drishta karmata is very important. Hence, Vama Kukshim, on the left side of the body, left side of the abdomen, we have to, below the Nabhi, 4 angula, the chidra is made and the fluid is removed by this Nadi Yantra. This is again explained in a very systematic order. So in previous days they made it in the left side, but usually in today's era, if we want to do this ascitic fluid tapping, we do in the right side. So because in the left side there is more chances of injury to the organs, and we do in the right side, but in previous days they used to do in the left side. So however, whatever may be the route of intervention, the important thing is to remove the ascitic fluid which is containing in the abdomen. So this is about the Jalodara. And one more surgical interruption what Acharya Charaka explains is about the intestinal obstruction. So in the intestinal obstruction also, Acharya Charaka explains to send the patient to a Shalya Tantrajna and do the surgery there and open the abdomen and remove that Shalya which is present in the intestine, or the obstructed material which is present is to be removed and the surgery is performed. So one more very important reference we get about the Chidrodara, that is intestinal perforation, is, just a second. Chidrodara is the surgical intervention of the intestinal perforation. How to be suture the intestine? We should open the abdomen and suture the intestine where the chidra is present. Acharya Charaka explains very beautifully that you should take ants, the black ants which are present, or the pipalika are present, and make them bite on that particular chidra, that is the intestine, perforated intestine, and remove that body part and separate the body part of that ant, and only remaining the head part. So when the ant bites the intestine, so remove the other remaining body part. So this is the surgery explained. If you want to see this live, there is one Hollywood movie called Apocalypto, I think. In that there is a scene where this kind of management of surgery is explained. So Apocalypto, I think there is a movie. So in that they have explained. So black pipalika is taken and perforated intestine is sieved or the sutured. and the head is kept there and the other body part is removed. So this is about the Chidrodara surgery in the previous days. And if you see in the modern aspect also, the ant's body which is present is also a kind of protein only that easily gets digested by the period of time, and it acts like a absorbable suture in the intestine. So in today's also, when the surgeon is suturing, he puts surgical absorbable sutures in the abdomen. So this is this kind of ants which were used in the previous days also used to get absorbed in some period of time. There is how the healing was taking place, and after that they used to follow the Kshira Prayoga. For 1 month of duration they used to only take the Kshira. That is also explained in Kshira Vrittibhir Naraha, 3 masan payasa payam. 3 months they used to continue only Dugdahara or the Kshira Prayoga. So this is about the Chidrodara Chikitsa and Baddhodara Chikitsa. So all these things till here the references conclude. So now we will discuss about the practical utility in the OPD basis when the patient comes to you, how the treatment is to be done. So this is about for the practitioners, and also the PG scholars can utilize this. So generally we get 3 types of patients in the OPD about the liver disorders are concerned. So one is fatty liver, another one is steatohepatitis, and another one is cirrhosis of the liver. The liver cirrhosis may be of for any reason. The first and foremost important reason remains is the alcohol. So alcoholic steatohepatitis, what we say, the ASH, that is alcoholic steatohepatitis. And another one disease present very famous nowadays is NASH, that is non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. So this may be of any reason, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. So the treatment is a little bit different. So first and foremost important thing is about the fatty liver. So when the patient of fatty liver comes to you, he is having the lakshanas like a little bit of kaphaja udara lakshanas only. The kapha and medo dushti is the prime thing. So when you see the medo vaha sroto dushti lakshanas or the sroto dushti nidanas, there Acharya explains avyayamam divaswapnam medyanam cha tibhakshanam. Avyayama, that is sedentary lifestyle, divaswapna, daytime sleeping, and medyanam cha tibhakshanam. Medyam, here the Chakrapani does tika as Medura. Medura means the pishta ahara or meda increasing aharas. So medyanam cha ati bhakshanat. Medo vahani dushyanti varunyam cha ati sevana. Varuni is a kind of madhya by which the medo vasroto dushti takes place. So here the medas is also vitiating, and also the rakta moolasthana, that is yakrit, is also getting vitiated. So yakrit being the rakta moolasthana and medo vahasrotas also being vitiated. So here the sthana is of rakta, that is yakrit is the sthana of rakta. So rakta sthana, where the agantu dosha which is coming is meda. So meda is also vitiated, and rakta is the rakta pradhana sthana, that is yakrit, is also getting vitiated. Here the sthanika dosha is pitta and agantu dosha is kapha. Sthanika dhatu is rakta and agantu dhatu is meda and this meda. So how to treat this kind of condition? So here there is meda dushti and also rakta dushti. Hence we have to select such a drug which acts on both meda vahasrotas and rakta vahasrotas. So when you find such drugs, there are multiple drugs which acts like that. So first and foremost important drug here is the Patoladi Kashaya or Patola Katrohinyadi Kashaya. So Patola Katrohinyadi Kashaya, when you combine it with the Varunadi Kashaya, which is Kapha Medohara, and which is Deepana, which is Laghu, and which is Medohara also, and Patola Katrohinyadi, again best in the Raktavasroto Dushti, Yakrit Vikara, Kamala, Pandu, all those things. So when you combine these things together, the Varunadi Kashaya does its work, and also the Patola Muladi or the Patola Katrohinyadi Kashaya acts like Rakta Shodhana and Rakta Prasarana, Yakrit Uttejana, and also simultaneously the Kapha Nisarana or Kaphahara Chikitsa is also going on. This Varunadi Kashaya is like a target, Patoladi Kashaya is like a target drug, and the Varunadi Kashaya is traveling along with that and acting there. So we need some traveling drugs also to reach for certain target organs. So along with that, if you want to give, you can give Nimbadi Kashaya also, Nimbatvagadi Kashaya, Punarnavadi Kashaya also, Vasaguduchadi also. So along with that, if you want to give something like Medohara, Kaphahara, you can select the Kanchanara Gugulu, and also Triphala Gugulu is a very important drug here. So Triphala Gugulu acts very well as Kafahara Dosha Shamaka. So periodically Virechana is very important in this fatty liver is concerned. So we can give Virechana with Haritaki Churna, Avipatti Churna, or all those Virechana yogas can be selected. So Shamanas, again Kumarasava and Rohita Karishta can also be utilized here. So coming to the stage of inflammation, that is the second stage where the doshas the patient, a set of patient come to you with these kind of lakshanas, that is inflammative condition where the patient is showing pitta lakshanas more, kamala lakshanas, daha, raga, along with that steatohepatitis or the hepatic infection is present with them. तो hepatitis लक्षण इनके साथ अगर कोई पेशेंट आता है तो हमें क्या करना है? तो ऐसे लक्षण में तो पित्त का लक्षण जब ज़्यादा दिखते हैं तो वहाँ पर धातु का पाक के लक्षण ज़्यादा दिखते हैं, तो ऐसे कंडीशन में सबसे पहला हमें विरेचन कर लेना चाहिए. So Virechana plays very important role as far as the stage of inflammation is concerned. So in this condition, we should stop the pathology there only and should not let the pathology to go beyond the Dhatu Paka and land up into Dhatukshaya. Okay, so धातु पाक के स्टेज में ही हमें इस पैथोलॉजी को रोकना होगा. इसके लिए हमें विरेचना इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो विरेचन हम किससे देंगे? अभिपत्ति योगा इज द बेस्ट योगा वी कैन सेलेक्ट फॉर दैट. अभिपत्ति अगेन आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड इन विरेचना वमन विरेचना सिद्धि अध्याय इन अष्टांग हृदय सिद्धिस्थान देर ही एक्सप्लेन्स अबाउट द अभिपत्ति योगा. Okay, so it contains more of Trivruta and it is not Avipatti Kara Churna which is used in the Shamana Chikitsa. So Avipatti Yoga stands very best drug of choice here for Virechana because Prayaha Pitta Roginam it is explained. So Pitta Hara is the line of treatment. So coming to again Samshuddhyo Mridabhistiktai Kamalitu Virechanam. In Kamala Chikitsa also Samshodhana is the first line of treatment as for the Pittahara. So here Kamala, Halimaka, the Lakshanas are similar. So hence we have to adopt the Kamala Hara Chikitsa also. Again it is also Virechana. So coming to the Shamana Yogas, what we can give is Vasa Guduchadi Kashaya, Patola Kashaya, Patola Katurani Kashaya again same, and Bhunimbadi Kashaya can also be used. And you can select the fresh swaras of Guduchi Patras, Nimba Patras, and also Punarnava and Bhumi Amalaki Patras, and fresh juice to be taken and given in the empty stomach in the morning. So again based on these are Kashaya Kalpanas. So Swarasa is very guru in nature. So based on the Agni of the patient, if he is good Agni, then only we can advise these kind of yogas. Coming to some Ekamolika Prayogas. So Ekamolika Prayogas like Vasa, Guduchi, Nimba, Katuki, all those things I have explained. You can also give Virechana with Trivrutavale also, no issue. So coming to the understanding of cirrhosis in practice. तो कैसे हमें सिरोटिक कंडीशन को समझना है? तो धातु पाक जब कंटिन्यू रहेगा तो वो सिरोसिस के स्टेज पर लैंड हो जाएगा. तो धातु पाक के लक्षण आचार्यों ने क्या बताया है? निद्रानाश, हृदयस्तंभ, विष्टब्द, गौरवारुचि. निद्रानाश, हृदयस्तंभ, विष्टब्द, गौरवारुचि, अरतिर बलहानिश्च धातुनां पाक लक्षणम. सो बलहानि इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लक्षण हियर. निद्रानाश होगा, हृदयस्तंभ होगा, ये धातुओं के पाक के लक्षण हैं. तो यहाँ पर धातु पाक जब ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है तो इस कंडीशन में सिरोटिक चेंजेस दिखने लगेंगे और द फाइब्रोजेनिक हिट स्टेज जो कहते हैं वो स्टेजेस पे आदमी पहुंच जाता है. तो अग्निस्थान है यहाँ पर, यकृत रक्तवाह स्रोतस का मूल है. सो विच इज टोटली रिप्लेस्ड बाय द स्कार टिश्यू इन सिरोसिस. तो यहाँ पर स्कार टिश्यू बनता जाएगा तो वो नॉर्मल टिश्यू विल बी कंप्लीटली रिप्लेस्ड बाय द स्कार टिश्यू. So almost all pathologies like these pathologies end up into a condition called Dhatukshaya, which is Vata Pradhana again. So my dear friends, understand that. So Dhatu Mala Sanchaya is the first stage of any disease, which is Kapha Pradhana. Dhatu Paka is the Pitta stage where the Dhatu get Shaithilya, and in the Dhatukshaya Avastha, this is Vata Pradhana Avastha. Here all the disease end up in Dhatukshaya Avastha. So when Dhatukshaya Avastha is attained, you cannot do anything. The Vyadhi becomes untreatable. So before the disease ends up into the dhatu kshaya avastha, then in the dhatu sanchaya or dhatu paka avastha only we have to treat any disease. Okay, so this is about thing. So in fibrogenic conditions like guduchadigrita, which is very best anti this inflammative, and which is best in the this kamala, and also in cirrhotic conditions, and shilajatu prayoga also acharyas explain. So this condition, how to we should handle this jalodara condition and all. So as acharya has explained, dosha atimatra sanchayat sroto roda nirodhajat sambhavat udaram tasmat nityam eva virechet. That is, the doshas are atimatra sanchita here. The doshas are accumulated a lot. So hence we should, and srotas marga are also avaruddha. So we should clear the channels and allow the doshas to flow out easily. So apam dosha harana adau prad dadyat udakodare, that is dosha hara chikitsa is the prak, that is the first line of treatment in jalodara. So mutrani uktani tikshnani vividha ksaravanticha, so these kind of drugs, gomutras, vividha tikshna dravyas, so that the sroto avarodha, the channels are penetrated and they are cleared, such drugs are to be used. So like the drugs are explained as ksharas, different ksharas have been explained, and virechana is the thing. So entire liver pathology runs like hepatitis, fatty liver, liver cirrhosis, ascites, hepatocellular carcinoma, and also the hepatic encephalopathies. So these ये stages हैं, ऐसे कोई भी liver pathology ऐसे जाएगा. तो ऐसे स्टेज से पहले ही जो भी अवस्था मिलता है, तो उससे पहले ही हमें रोकने से, उससे पहले चिकित्सा करने से आदमी को लाभ होता है. तो शोधन का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? So why the repeated shodhana word we are hearing in this udara? So nitya shodhana, puna shodhana. So why this is the word is used? So as you see in udara, Acharya Charaka explains kupita anila mulatvat sanchitatvat malasya cha sarvodareshu shamsanti bahushu anuvasanam. So that is kupita anila mulatvat. So there is vata dosha dushti and also sanchita mala. Hence this virechana plays very important role here. The drugs used for virechana are again tikshna and ushna and sukshma dravyas, and agneya in nature. They are vavai, they are tikshna, hence they penetrate through the channels and bring the doshas to costa, and then they will be expelled out. And also the concept of nitya virechana. So concept of nitya virechana, when we see, Acharya has explained to give nitya virechana to the udara rogi. So nitya virechana is indicated in shota avastha pradhana. So when there is a shota pradhana samprapti is there, so in those conditions where kapha dosha is prominent, so nitya virechana is to be advised. It is helpful to reduce the kleda amsha which is present in the dhatus, thus reducing the excess fluid retention and extra intracellular fluid are to be removed here. So in addition, dhatugata agni, digestive and assimilation capacity and the enzymatic functions are also the liver will be stimulated by this nitya virechana by giving every day. So by the laxative actions, it create osmotic effect so that in the gut, whatever the sticky material is there, it will be flown out. So hyperosmotic action also we can say. So after that, some of the important shamanaushadhi yogas we will see which are to be used in this general practice. Again for nitya virechana, let me say gomutra haritaki is one of the very best drug, that gomutra is to be taken and haritaki churna is mixed in that, and it is kept overnight or freshly also we can give by haritaki churna klinna, that is when you make it moist with gomutra and give. So this will be given every day for dosha nirharanartha. One more important yoga what our guru used to do is eranda brishta haritaki, that the haritaki churna is taken and it is done bharjana with eranda taila, and it becomes again very effective dosha nirharana property. So again narayana churna, which is also very important yoga as far as these dosha hara yogas are concerned, and simple haritaki churna can also be given. After that, one more important kalpana which Acharya Charaka explains in Plihodara Prakarana is Vidangadiksara. Vidangadiksara is also called as Varangakshara in Marathi. So many Maratha, like in Maharashtra practitioners use it. That is Varangakshara. Dhatar Maharshi Parampara, they have designed it and they have improved this preparation. So Vidanga, Chitraka, Shunti, Saindhava and Vacha. Please note down these important yogas. So Vidanga, Chitraka, Shunti, Vacha, Saindhava, Ghrita is taken, and little bit milk is also taken. So these are not taken in the चूर्ण form. विडंगा का भी छोटे छोटे ऐसे कट करके छोटे छोटे पीसेस बनाना है, चित्रक के भी पीसेस लेना है, शुंठी के भी पीसेस ही लेना है, और वचा के भी पीसेस ही लेना है, यहाँ पर चूर्ण नहीं लेना है. तो उनको थोड़ा सा घृत मिलाना है, थोड़ा सा दुग्ध मिलाना है. जब वो गीला हो जाता है उसके ऊपर से हमें सैंधव लवण डालना है. तो इनको एक अच्छा सा एक मिट्टी का कोई बर्तन लेना है, मिट्टी के बर्तन में ही करना है इसको या शराब लेना है. तो उनमें इसको रख के इससे अग्नि देते जाना है. तो इसको संधि बंधन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, ऐसे ही हमें जलाना है. तो इससे क्या होगा, जब रेड हॉट हो जाएगा तो उसमें से अंदर एक मसीह की कुछ ऐसा कल्पना बनेगा, जो ब्लैक पाउडर बनेगा. इसको हम वरंग क्षार या विडंग क्षार कहते हैं. तो ये बहुत ही अच्छा भेदन द्रव्य है, बहुत ही अच्छा स्रोतोशोधन है. तो विडंग आदि क्षार का इस्तेमाल हम कर सकते हैं. तो उसके बाद अर्क लवण. सो अर्क लवण इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रिपरेशन. इसका विधि आप सब जानते ही हैं. 2 शराब लेना है, उनमें से अर्क पत्र लेना है और बीच बीच में सैंधव लवण डाल के 2-3 लेयर बनाना है. ऐसे अर्क के पत्र बिछाना है और सैंधव लवण डालना है. तो ऐसे करके ऊपर एक शराब का कंप्लीट क्लोजर करके उसको संधि बंधन करके हम लघु पुट की अग्नि दे देंगे. तो उसके बाद जो भी अंदर बचेगा वो पाउडर करके रख लेंगे. तो ये अर्क लवण हो गया. तो इसका भी यूटिलाइजेशन उदर रोग के रोगी में अमृत तुल्य है. ठीक है. उसके बाद हम जाएंगे पटोला कटुरोहिणी आदि कषाय. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ड्रग. अगर लीवर का कोई भी पैथोलॉजी हो, आप आँख बंद करके पटोल कटुरोहिणी आदि कषाय दे सकते हैं. दिस इज विथ कॉन्फिडेंस यू कैन गिव. सो पटोला आदि कषाय विच इज इट कंटेन्स पटोला कटुरोहिणी चंदनम मधुस्रव गुडुचि पाठान्वितम. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस योगा. पटोला कटुरोहिणी चंदनम मधुस्रव गुडुचि पाठान्वितम. सो इसके क्या क्या इंडिकेशंस है. निहंति कफपित्ता विषमज्वरम, निहंति कफपित्त विषमज्वरम, विषम वमी अरोचक कामलाम. सो आई विल रिपीट इट फॉर यू वंस अगेन. पटोल कटुरोहिणी चंदनम मधुस्रव गुडुचि पाठान्वितम, निहंति कफपित्त विषमज्वरम, विषम वमी अरोचकम कामलाम. So this is a wonderful yoga which is explained, and all the drugs are available, all the drugs are cost effective, and you can easily prepare this kashaya, or prepared kashaya is also available in the market. You can utilize this. So this yoga is very wonderful yoga as far as these liver disorders are concerned. So Punarnavadi Kashaya is also very important. That is Tiktarasa, Pittahara, and Punarnava, as the name itself indicates, it makes the organs just like a new one. So Punarnavadi Kashaya is very best. And also Punarnavasava also very important yoga. The indications like Yakrit, Pliha, Vriddhi, Udara, Shota, Pandu, Jvara. So in all these conditions Punarnavasava can also be utilized. So Punarnavasav अगर हम देंगे तो यकृत प्लीहा अधिकार में अगर हम पुनर्नवासव दे रहे हैं तो उसके साथ आरोग्यवर्धिनी वटिक के साथ देंगे, या पुनर्नव मंडूर के साथ हम ये पुनर्नवासव का प्रयोग करते हैं, तो इसका अच्छा रिजल्ट आता है. तो उदर रोग में अगर हमें पुनर्नवासव देना है तो हमें इसके साथ इच्छा विधि रस के साथ भी प्रयोग कर सकते हैं, या पटोलादि कषाय के साथ भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, या दशमूल अरिष्ट के साथ भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. इवन भूनिम्बादि काढ़ा के साथ भी हम ये पुनर्नवासव का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. अगेन इट इज़ लेफ्ट विद द your own yukti where you can select the yogas. उसके बाद कुमार आसव है. तो कुमार आसव इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट योगा, एंड ऑल द फिजिशियंस राइट कुमार आसव. nowadays even the modern doctors started prescribing कुमार आसव. सो कामला, यकृत विकारा, शोथ, पांडु अधिकार में इसका उपयोग बोला गया है. तो कुमारी इज विच इज हैविंग ताम्र भस्म एंड लोह भस्म इन दैट, इट इज़ वेरी इफेक्टिव इन दिस रंजक पित्त विकारा दुष्टिस. सो कुमार आसव का प्रयोग करना है. तो तीक्ष्ण उष्ण काल में, ग्रीष्म ऋतु में, पित्त प्रकोप के व्याधि रोगी में इसका प्रयोग नहीं करना है, लेकिन बाकी सभी कंडीशंस में इसका प्रयोग बहुत अच्छा होता है, बिकॉज इट हेल्प्स टू क्लियर द ऑब्स्ट्रक्शंस फ्रॉम द स्रोतसस, एंड it makes the liver as just like a new one, and helps in proper secretion of pitta by the liver as it acts on the ranjaka pitta. so kamala के कंडीशन में भी हम इसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं. शोथ अगर है तो शोथ में भी इसका अच्छा रिजल्ट होता है, और यकृत प्लीहा के अधिकार में, पांडु में, कामला में, सब में इसका प्रयोग बहुत ही अच्छा होता है. एंड यकृत उत्तेजक और शोथहर और मूत्रल का भी इसका एक्शन है. तो अगर कामला और यकृत विकार में इसका अगर प्रयोग हम कर रहे हैं तो आरोग्यवर्धिनी रस के साथ, पुनर्नवासव के साथ कुमारयासव हम अलॉन्ग विद दे सकते हैं। तो उसके बाद होगा गोक्षुरादि गुग्गुड़। अगेन जब शोथ प्रधान संप्राप्ति है तो शोथ प्रधान संप्राप्ति में हमें गोक्षुरादि गुग्गुड़ों का इस्तेमाल करना है, और ये सभी क्लेद अंश जो है उसको निकालेगा, और पाद शोथ ये सब होते ही है लिवर डिसऑर्डर्स में, तो गोक्षुरादि गुग्गुड़ का भी हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट योग है पिप्पली वर्धमान रसायन। तो आई हैव ऑल्सो डिस्कस्ड इन इट इन आमवाता, I have also discussed it in Panduroga. So now I will again want to discuss it in context of Udara Roga. Because Pippali Rasayana, the Acharya explains its Falashruti as Brahmanam, Swaryam, Ayushyam, Plihodara Vinashanam. This is a very peculiar indication given by our Acharyas. So Plihodara Vinashanam, this is the direct reference which is we are getting. Hence Plihodara condition, this Pippali Vardhamana Rasayana can be used. It is Vayasthapana, Medhya and Rasayana. So how to start it? One Pippali is weighing around 125 mg. So starting with one Pippali, the Vardhamana Rasayana is explained in our Shastra. You can go for that, refer it and you can utilize it. There are multiple research papers also produced on this condition. So और एक important योग है Kautaja Trifala. So this is also explained, and Guda Pippali Prayoga is also explained in Udara. So coming to the दुग्ध प्रयोग इन उदर। सो दुग्ध का प्रयोग कैसे करना है, तो इसके लिए हम देखते हैं। सो इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दुग्ध प्रयोग, एज दुग्ध इज एक्सप्लेन्ड एज आजन्म सात्म्यम। सो हम जन्म से ही दुग्ध सभी लोगों को साथ में है, तो फिर भी अगर हम उदर के कंडीशन में अगर देना है तो उसको आचार्य बोलते हैं, हम जस्ट नाउ वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन वातजोदरा, शुद्धम संसृज्य कोष्ठम, शुद्ध कोष्ठ है, शोधित कोष्ठ है, तो उसमें संसर्जन के लिए हमें दुग्ध का प्रयोग करना है। तो ये जो दुग्ध है वो सर्वधातु वर्धनार्थ, और इसमें सर्वधातु का क्षय होने की वजह से दुग्ध प्लेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड आवर आचार्य हैज गिवन एन वेरी बेस्ट एग्जांपल दैट जस्ट लाइक ग्रीष्मोपतप्त तरोर यथा वर्षा तथापया, just like in Grishma Rutu, these the plants get dried up and this grass gets dried up on that, just like when the Varsha comes, when the rain comes, so how that plant feels is the thing which in this Udara Roga, the action of Dugdha. तो जस्ट लाइक अमृत तुल्य होता है, तो उदर में इसका डायरेक्ट इंडिकेशन भी है। सुश्रुत सूत्र स्थान में भी जब ये द्रव द्रव्यों के बारे में एक्सप्लेनेशन होता है तो उसमें भी ये दुग्ध को उदर रोग में भी देना है, ऐसा करके रेफरेंस भी है। और इन चरक उदर रोग चिकित्सा आल्सो ही डायरेक्टली इंडिकेटेड। सो नरह संवत्सरेण एवं जायेत प्राप्तम जलोदरम, तो ये 1 साल तक भी दुग्ध का प्रयोग देने का रेफरेंसेस हमें मिलता है। उसके बाद सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट और एक कॉम्बिनेशन है वो तक्र का। So Takra, as we have studied in BMS and also in this जो सुभाषित साहित्य में बोलते हैं तक्रम शक्रस्य दुर्लभम, ये इंद्र को भी दुर्लभ है जो हम तक्र को कहते हैं। तो ये तक्र को कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है, जो तक्र है वो ग्राही है, कषाय रस है, आम्ल प्रधान है। तक्रम ग्राही कषाय आम्लम स्वादुपाक रसम लघु, तो स्वादुपाक है और कषाय रस है, तो कषाय रस होने से कफ का भी क्षय करेगा, आम्ल रस होने से वात का भी क्षय करेगा, स्वादुपाक होने से वात का क्षय करेगा, और ग्राही है, लघु है। तो ये त्रिदोष शामक है, और कषाय रस, आम्ल रस, तिक्त रस प्रीणन करेगा, वात अनुलोमन करेगा, उष्ण वीर्य होने से अगेन उष्ण वीर्य होने से कफ का भी क्षय करेगा। तो तक्र इज वेरी बेस्ट इन ऑल टाइप्स ऑफ उदर। And Acharyas have given some anupanas. If you want to give takra to a vatodara patient, give it with pippali lavananvitam. Vatodari pibet takram pippali lavananvitam. I am not telling with my own side. It is also explained in Charaka Chikitsasthana 13th chapter in Takra Prayoga in Udara. So you can refer it. So vatodari pibet takram pippali lavananvitam. If you want to give takra in a vatodara patient, give it with पिप्पली एंड लवण। इफ यू वांट टू गिव तक्र इन अ पित्तज प्रधान व्याधिस, गिव इट विथ शर्करा। अगर कफज है तो यवानी, सैंधव और इनके साथ जो भी उष्ण द्रव्य होते हैं इनके साथ तक्र का प्रयोग हम कर सकते हैं। तो प्लीहोदर है तो उसमें व्योश के साथ मतलब त्रिकटु के साथ ये हम इसका प्रयोग करना है। तो सभी तरह का बद्ध गुदोदर में सभी जलोदर में भी तो ये तक्र का प्रयोग हम कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद है गोमूत्र। So gomutra is again very important as far as this udara is concerned. So gomutram katu tikshnam ushnam ksharam tikta kashayakam लघु अग्निदीपनम मेद्यम पित्तकृत कफाहारत। तो ऐसे रेफरेंस हमें डायरेक्ट मिलता है और भाव प्रकाश में इसके बहुत वर्णन है गोमूत्र के बारे में। तो प्लीह उदर श्वास आकाश सभी रोग में इसका इंडिकेशन है। ये वात कफहर होने की वजह से, तीक्ष्ण उष्ण होने की वजह से, लघु होने से, अग्निदीपन प्रॉपर्टी होने की वजह से और क्षार के गुण के वजह से ये गोमूत्र जो है वो उदर रोग में बहुत ही अच्छा सिद्ध होता है। तो इसका प्रयोग हम करने से स्रोतोशोधन होगा, मलों का संचय हो वो दूर होने लगेगा। तो ऐसे सभी तक्र के बारे में हुआ, दुग्ध के बारे में हुआ और ये गोमूत्र के बारे में भी हुआ। तो ये ऐसे हम प्रयोग कर सकते हैं इन उदर रोगी में। साध्यासाध्यति की अगर हम देखते हैं तो ये वातज, पित्तज, कफज, सन्निपातज और ये प्लीहोदर, यकृतोदर ये परम कृच्र साध्यम बोला गया है। वात से भी पित्त जो है वो अधिक बलवान होता है, पित्त से कफज उदर, कफ से भी सन्निपातज उदर, ये परम कृच्रतम है, कृच्र साध्य होते जाते हैं। तो इनको पहले ही हमें चिकित्सा करना है। और बद्ध गुदोदर है उसके लिए सिर्फ 15 दिन का टाइम आचार्य देते हैं। पक्षात बद्ध गुदम तो ऊर्ध्वम सर्वम जातोदकम तथा। तो 15 दिन के अंदर ही ये बद्ध गुदोदर की चिकित्सा करना है और सभी जातोदक मतलब सभी उदर एंड अप विथ जातोदका और जलोदर एंड दिस कंडीशन बिकम असाध्य। सो ये कैसे कैसे लक्षण मिलते हैं हमने कल देखा था। शूनाक्षम, कुटिलो उपस्थम, सो बल शोणित मांसक्षय, श्वयथु, मर्म के प्रदेश में शोथ होना, तो ये सभी लक्षण दिखते हैं। तो ये हुआ इसके बारे में। और पथ्य और अपथ्य के बाद में बात करते हैं। तो अभी हमने देखा पथ्य, ये सब जो भी चिकित्सा है वो सब पथ्य है। विरेचना, लंघना, पुराण, कुलत, पुराण धान्य जो भी है, शाली, मुद्ग, मधु और पशु पक्षियों का मांस, जो जंगल देश के पशु पक्षी उनका मांस, तक्र, लहसुन, एरंड तेल, अदरक, कारवेलक और एला, तो ये सभी पथ्य है। तो अपथ्य में हम देखते हैं तो स्नेहन नहीं करना है उदर रोग में, धूमपानों का प्रयोग नहीं करना है, वमन नहीं देना है और ज़्यादा संक्रमण करने के लिए नहीं बोलना है, वॉकिंग वगैरह जाने के लिए, दिवा स्वप्न नहीं करने देना है, अति व्यायाम को नहीं करना है और ज़्यादा दुग्ध को नहीं पीना है। तो ज़्यादा जल नहीं पीना है, जो उनकी दोषों का संचय जल का संचय होता है, तो इसलिए ज़्यादा जलपान भी वर्ज्य है। विरुद्ध आहार नहीं करना है और शिंबी धान्यों का ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल नहीं करना है। तो विष्टब्दी आहार नहीं खाना है, मांस, ये जो भी ऐसे सभी जो है वो अपथ्य में गिने जाते हैं। तो यहाँ तक हमने बहुत ही डिटेल में कैसे इसकी चिकित्सा करना है देखा। तो सभी रोगियों में कंक्लूड करने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ तो विरेचन सबसे बेस्ट है। नित्य विरेचना, नित्य अनुलोमना ऑफ द दोषास इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चिकित्सा एज फार एज उदर रोग इज कंसर्न। मे बी इट इज ऑफ एनी ओरिजिन, द वातज, पित्तज, कफज सभी उदर में विरेचना और दोष हरण करना ही उत्तम चिकित्सा माना गया है। तो इट्स अ ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम डिसीज, संप्राप्ति इज वेरी डीप and multiple srotas are involved. Dosha sanghataja vyadhi, hence the treatment is very difficult. Hence we have to look at the patient and tvaraya chikitset. Hence we have to rush for the treatment. We have to treat it with all the care and all the affinity. सो ऐसे करके उदर की चिकित्सा करना है। और सबसे पहले उदर चिकित्सा के पहले सभी प्रैक्टिशनर्स को याद रखना है कि हमें एक हमेशा कंसेंट लेना है, क्योंकि ये उदर रोग कब कैसे द पेशेंट में गेट इनटू असाध्यावस्था और द पेशेंट में collapse and the patient may die at any time. So this is very important to take the consent from the patient before you approach to the patient. So this is about the Udara Roga and its Chikitsa we have completed. So in the next class we'll again meet with another disease of the Raktava Slotas only, or we'll see like any other Slotas. Till then please go through the previous lectures also in this quarantine period. So I wish everybody to please stay at home, stay safe, and thank you one and all. Namaskar.